Welcome back to 4 Geeks by Geeks, the place where geeks come to geek out. And yes, we have another episode of Cloudscape.
We back.
Who do we have at the table today?
I'm Austin.
I'm Josh.
I'm Britt, and at the end,
Whoa!
Hello!
Wait a second.
I'm BT.
It feels like you're in somebody else's corner of the couch.
You can't sit there. That's reserved.
His
Probably
butt
the
print
only
is
time I will.
built
Yeah, I was
there.
gonna say your butt wouldn't even fit in the mold properly because it's not oriented the same.
I think this is a new amalgamation of players at the table today.
Yeah.
We've never had you three alone playing, and I'm really excited
Oh, what a
Because-
unique flavor!
because every time we do this, bad things happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I can't wait for the trauma today.
Am I the problem?
We'll find out because I don't think anything bad has happened while I was singled out of the group.
No, only like kick ass.
So maybe I'm the perfect and pure innocent flavor that you need. Or not.
Say that
Maybe I'm
now.
not. Maybe I'm not that.
Say that now. We're about to find out.
We about to find out. You guys had a good week?
Oh yeah.
Weak as a week could be.
I'm just out here doing my best.
Yeah,
This
man.
week's been weekend.
Holiday weekend.
Weak in
Don't-
the
don't-
knees. I'm
don't-
so
don't-
sorry.
Oh yeah, I dated us. Oh no.
Don't say date
I
things like that.
timestamped us.
Oh no.
Dude,
there's
Which
a-
holiday?
There's a long,
know.
yeah. There's a long weekend once a month. No.
Yeah, honestly. This could come out on Christmas and we'd still be fine. So
It would mean
At our
so
rate.
many other problems happened.
I like to think of them as opportunities for
Mm.
growth.
Yes.
Opportunities to delay episodes.
But are you guys ready to
I'm-
jump into today's episode?
Let's party.
I'm ready.
Considering how last episode ended, no. I'll stay right here, thanks.
Let's just delay this as long as possible.
I need to know what happens.
I don't. I can go
I
my entire
don't.
life not knowing. That's good. I'm good.
But thank you for joining us today, and let's launch in to Cloudscape. Previously on Cloudscape, we finally got to our court episode where we met a new NPC and maybe forever player character, Reginald McCarthy,
What? What was that? No way.
where Austin showed his acting prowess and brought the district attorney or a district attorney of Cloudscape into the courtroom, and he went head to head against Theo in the court as he represented the people and the city of Aurora versus Pfeiffer after the terrifying events at the Institute of Progress where Kit allegedly drove a crane and Osvid through the lobby, destroying large pieces of the edifice of the building and killing at least 9 people. You guys tried your best to escalate the trial to really go against Kieran Gold as maybe the root of this problem, and you shared some things against him, but the court or the judge on the bench was swapped from being the archluminary of justice, Dolan Ludenson, and he was called back to the seat of the Shining Sun and replaced with none other than Theo's own mother, Helena Maxwell,
Blah, blah, blah.
who made it her damnedest effort to keep the trial focused on the events at the Institute alone and awaiting evidence for or against your guilt, Kit. And after witnesses were brought, some witnesses were ignored being present in the courtroom that Josh amazingly prepared with the witnesses at the on scene. And after a
I'm
short
sorry, my
recess-
boy. I was frazzled.
and after a short recess and another scone from Marshall, the light in our hearts of the Light Guard,
My dude.
Helena Maxwell came back and found you guilty of many counts, including involuntary manslaughter and defamation of the Golds, with no real evidence being presented. And
That's fair.
I thought so. And finding you to be a danger not only to the city but potentially to yourself, sentenced you to exile off of the cloud city of Aurora and sent down to the planet level.
Girl's a hater.
And so as you were being prepped, Theo started into a tailspin and found himself in the parking lot inside Helena's car, where he called Reginald in for a post-trial meeting. And Reginald and Theo kind of got on the same page that we have to work together to take down the real problem, the Golds. Though being the DA, Reginald stated that it's got to be above board and it's got to be through the law. And Theo made a quick call over to Syrkon, saying to meet at Theo's in a couple hours, or that was at least the soonest that you could meet, because you were on the way somewhere.
Yeah.
Not quite sure where Syrkon is, and we're going to find out. But we're going to have to do a little bit of time piecing as we get the timeline back in order, because at this point in the timeline, it's now post-verdict for Kit. You're being prepared for exile, taken back to the Citadel. Syrkon is on his way somewhere. Meanwhile, back at Sigurd's Reach headquarters,
Papa's
The
about to lay
hotel.
your smack.
the hotel towards the outskirts of the city, where Sigurd's Reach called their home, you were just laying the smackdown on the entire body of the Sigurd's Reach, including the current leader, your godson, Uriah Damon. And you had just kicked major ass against many of the members, thrown Uriah out of the way, down a floor. He wasn't really putting up much of a fight, but when he came back up to your floor, the door swung open, and he's currently got 2 vials of X being injected into his legs with a slightly different demeanor. His former kind of tweaked out self, red-eyed, a frazzled look about him. When you had previously saw him and found him as he found you in the back office, has now been slightly transformed. The redness in the eyes has been exchanged with redderness, kind of enveloping the eyes.
Oh, no fair. My eyes are more red because I'm older, but I'm more strong because my eyes are more red, so that I actually have even more strong than he has.
That's
Because
the rule of red eye.
if you look at my backstory, you know that I'm stronger, and so therefore my eyes are also more red.
That's a good point. I didn't
That
factor
is
that
true.
in.
That is
Yeah,
You win.
so-
You win Cloudscape.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to win now. I did have a question though, really quick.
Yep.
Technically, it's the same scene, but we refresh fate points, are we refreshing physical stress as well?
Physical stress would.
Because consequences resolve after certain
You're
amount
right.
of scenes, but
You're
I
right.
think the stress resolves.
You're right.
Too,
Yes,
right?
those are the rules of Fate Core, which is the system we are playing, in case you forgot. So yeah, physical stress, but if you had any physical consequences, just because of the time jumping and things,
Yeah.
we'll leave those in place.
Yeah.
But we are going to actually start with Syrkon and find out where the hell you're going, in case we need to wrap that into whatever Kit and Wayland are doing. And just for the viewers at home, Alsvid was left at the safe house, or at least last time we saw him, he was playing cribbage and with the Syrkon, learning cribbage.
Yeah.
Both losing somehow, and we'll find out what he's been up to and his whereabouts the next time that Lucas can join us, because as you know, he's owned by the government.
You should see his tramp stamp.
It's
Grade
just
A
the
American
barcode.
beef. It's just stamped.
Lucas is grade A American beef, let's be honest.
He's a beefy boy.
Okay.
So, Syrkon, the last time we spoke to you, last episode, you got a call from Theo saying, meet me. You said, I can be there in 2 hours, which Aurora is not a huge city. I mean, it's a pretty big city as far as cloud cities go, but it doesn't take 2 hours to get anywhere. So what the hell are you doing?
We pick up with Syrkon. He's throwing open the door to the hideout, and in the background we see the cards and the cribbage boards strewn about chaotically. It's clear that Syrkon has swept the table and then walked off.
You rage quit cribbage.
Yeah, I rage quit cribbage.
Okay.
No, and I'm going to man, I don't have a vehicle, so I'm gonna have to take the truck. I think.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, you do because you got the truck. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
So Syrkon leaves, gets in the truck, and heads home.
Back home.
We're back home. And arriving with no problems, goes inside and pulls a book off of his shelf.
Point of order, real
Yeah.
quick, on your way home.
Mhm.
While you maybe don't run into any real issues, you do find that traffic is being rerouted away from the Prism District as Alsvid's actions created a major spill of raw X that had gotten hooked into the subway train and was then
That's right.
it went from a subway and went up it, so it basically became the L train in Chicago. So it's a raised track, and it was spreading raw X throughout the downtown. And as we learned last episode on the news, people were being evacuated and told to stay far clear because raw X in its undistilled form can be highly dangerous for a major population of residents. So you do have to take a little bit longer of a detour. Traffic is starting to pile up, which means it takes a little longer to get home, but you get home without any issue. And you grab a book.
Yeah, the book that I haven't read it yet, but I bought it in episode 1. The book that says My Journeys.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I take the book and I start to flip through it.
All right. So as we've learned, this book is one of at least 3 that have been, or 2 others that have been discovered. One which was found at the Knights of Axiom, and then Bobbelt at least sent you Or no, not Bobble. Who was it? Was it Naraya that sent
Yeah,
you
to send
in?
us to
Yeah, it was
get the one
Naraya,
that's in the courthouse or in the
leader
jail,
of the Knights of Axiom and also the Archluminary of Agriculture. Had sent you into the Citadel hoping to abscond. And after that big heist that was planned, he just walked in and used his connections and pulled it from evidence. So they had another one, and then it was taken to Truman, and copied, forged, and he previously flipped through it, found some talk of I'm trying to remember what I said. Damn it. This
There was talk of
catastrophic
the
event,
surface.
talk of the surface, talk of a lottery.
Mhm.
He kind of flipped through the pages. He didn't spend a lot of time delving deep. So how much, you say you flipped through the pages, how much time do you spend reading this book?
Well, I would like to spend a fate point to use one of my aspects, which is scholarly aspirations, to essentially get more information than I normally would on like a speed read.
Okay. So go ahead and roll lore.
Okay. Lord. That is a 2.
A 2 plus 2, or are you re-rolling with your aspect?
Oh, so it'd be 3. I rolled a 1.
Oh,
I
and you
rolled
added
that
2.
1, and then I'll add 2 because my lore's only a +1, so it's. I'd rather just take the +2 off the top.
You said 2, and then adds 2. That should be 4.
If your
Oh, no.
lore is +1,
Yeah.
you rolled a 1,
That's 2.
and then you add 2. For the
Oh my
aspect.
god.
That's 4. Yeah.
That was a magic trick you just did.
I'm
Wayland.
doing great. My brain's good.
Oh wait, I
4.
guess if it was Wayland, it would be like.
And then you broke your hand.
Okay, that's good. That went from a good to a great on the competence scale. So, so as you're going through this, and you're very good at speed reading books at this point. You've been doing it for years. It's how you gain so much knowledge about things so quickly. So as you're reading through, once again, you find that this is like a handwritten journal, but it's thick. It's in a leather tome. It just says my journeys. And your volume, it speaks of, once again, you kind of pick up towards the beginning of consequences of a lottery. And it took place down on the surface after this catastrophic event that happened planet level. It doesn't delve deep into that because it's stated in a previous volume that you can kind of glean that it's almost like picking up in a further story.
Yeah, I can tell I'm reading like part 3.
Right.
Yeah.
And this lottery speaks of almost like a raffle. Like names were placed into a lottery, and it was decided who would be allowed to enter these newly constructed towering cities that now dot the nation and potentially the globe. And those that were selected were able to move in, but those that were not were left. And it speaks of somewhat of an uprising and a panic, because those that were left were assumed to be left to their death. And it kind of paints the picture of a small war as those that were entering were being attacked, and the military on the surface were doing their best to keep order, but with it being such a kind of a tight timeline between the lottery and when the planet's surface was assumed to be no longer inhabitable, people were fighting for their lives to enter these safe holds of these towering cities above a surface that was starting to become hazy with this mist that was slowly blanketing the entire surface. And it speaks, once again, it doesn't go into strong detail, but it does speak, it references almost like an origin point where this mist began. It speaks of somewhere on towards like the west coast. And
what the fuck is a coast?
Nice.
Exactly. Nice. And how the author was lucky enough to be selected in this lottery, and how they're just kind of journaling this entire history, being afraid that history would be lost if he did not, or they did not, she did not. It's kind of unclear who the author is. It's almost like they are making a point not to say anything that directly attaches them, for fear that maybe they would be sought out as a lottery winner. They don't want to be found and I don't know, killed, or there's a lot of fear, and you can see kind of later in the journal that handwriting becomes a little more frantic, as like they almost feel like death or danger is breathing down their neck, and they have to finish writing while they can.
And if I flip to like the last page, because obviously I don't have time to read everything, I want to see where this book ends.
You flip to the last page and you find it's blank, and you kind of thumb through a small handful of pages, and you find that mid-page it's concluded. And as you're kind of reading through the last few written pages, this journal concludes at the point that they have now entered Aurora. And the leader, the newly appointed king, gotta check my notes. Hang on. Correction. You're right. Praxis was the first king. Praxis Dumas.
Yeah.
Name Dumas. So, but Praxis, it's not like he was of royal blood. He seemed like he had some sort of prominent leadership, maybe on the surface worlds, and he had something to do with this lottery and something to do with the construction of these cities. And so, being at the center of it all, he was appointed king, which the author of this journal was uncertain whether this would go well. He kind of did a little bit of opposition to the idea of having a king at all. And how some members within Aurora were feeling, I guess, angsty and against the idea that millions were being left on the surface to die, allegedly, and now somebody was going to rule them. And this author in particular shared those sentiments. And that's where this journal concludes.
Is there any history in Aurora of like a uprising or like a violence, a riot? Are there any violent events in Aurora's past, I guess?
Roll lore one more time.
That is a 3.
No.
Oh, interesting. All right. Syrkon closes the book and
Looks at his watch. God damn, that was 3 hours.
Whoop, that's all my time. And he takes the book and heads back to the truck and heads out to Truman.
Have you been to Truman since you last left with the tiny cape?
I have not.
Okay. Okay. So you head over to Truman. Now, Truman's is downtown in the Prism District. Just on the like outskirts of the true downtown, kind of bridgeting more of the merchant area, which I realized was an entire other district that I never mentioned. I found my notes the other day. I'm like, oh, forgot about that one.
Has there been a whole other district this whole time?
It's really, if you think about downtown is a district, Prism District, you have
Sure.
another kind of area that's not downtown, but it's not like the Iron Corners. It's not the greenhouses. But then as you get a little further, then you have the Iron Corners onto one side of the city, the greenhouses onto almost one huge third of the city, being responsible for the city's like food production in general.
Midtown.
So
We should get a map.
that would be great, wouldn't it?
Man, that's so crazy that you thought, so insightful that we've not thought of that.
I'm gonna make a map jar, and every time you say the word map, just pay into it.
And then when we've raised enough money to hire someone to draw us a map,
Yes.
we give them the jar.
Yes.
31 episodes in, you think we'd at least have one map.
You did.
Not even a napkin with a pen squiggle on it.
It's all up here, guys. Are you saying that my description of this ever-changing city isn't good enough?
I bet if we all closed
Yeah.
our eyes and drew it,
Yeah,
it would
we
be
are.
the exact same based on your description.
Exactly. I know.
That's how perfect it is.
I am that good. So, to get to Truman's, once again, it's taking longer. Now there's traffic almost like piling up, and you're
If I have
finding
to park and float,
Yeah.
I will.
exactly. You're finding that now they've kind of closed off portions, and Truman's is within one of them. It's within the kind of evacuation area. So in order to get to Truman's, if you want to get there, you're going to have to bypass some security checkpoints and some blockades.
Easy.
So how do you plan about doing that? That sentence took a turn midway.
The only way Syrkon does it, and that's straightforward. I'm not going to go around it. I'm going through it.
And so through it, you are literally through like traffic, as well as foot traffic. People literally evacuating, leaving their cars wherever they are, leaving their apartments and their workplaces, and walking like almost like a mass of people that you are now going upstream. And some people, as you're like starting to skirt through, are like, no, sir, we have to go this way. We have to go this way.
I throw my arms out because I'm surrounded by people. I lash my arms out and levitate. And then without, I don't stop moving forward the whole time. My idea is hopefully it scares the stream away from me.
Roll intimidation or a provoke.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love the idea that it just makes you less tangible, so you like start levitating and then the crowd just starts pushing you backwards.
That's a 5.
Oh wow.
Okay. Well, just like that moment where the woman thought you might be some sort of savior or god and went to touch your tiny cloak. The same thing happens immediately. They kind of break out away from you, and maybe potentially you have come in contact with this raw X, and who knows what's going to happen. And almost out of fear, they spread away from you and kind of open up a path. And it does make your way upstream a little easier, until you eventually get to a checkpoint where there are light guard, there are cars, light guard vehicles blocking the path, as well as blockades. Several light guard members like ushering people away and calling out orders. Keep walking, people, keep walking. No one is to enter this area.
I need to enter this area.
You approach a female light guard who's standing on top of one of the light guard things, just so she can see above all of the people. And she just like shuts you down. No, sir, that way. This is a dangerous area. You cannot be, no one can be here. We have to evacuate this entire area.
I concentrate very hard and hope and try to float to meet her at eye level.
What do you roll for this? Did you roll expertise?
Yeah, I rolled experience.
Yeah, go ahead and roll expertise.
Oh fuck! All right, that's a 3 because I got net zeros.
So as you concentrate and you kind of try to connect with this cloak that Truman has made, because he seemed to control it, kind of with thought and with his body, and it seems like it has some sort of link with who you are. And so you focus, you raise 3 inches.
Oh, big
And
man over here.
Yeah.
You are
That's
now
average.
at like her knee height.
And she's not a tall woman.
And she kind of cocks her head. Sir, you still have to exit this area.
My name is Syrkon Sirocco.
Is that a stunt?
Yep.
Oh,
I'm gonna use it.
I thought for sure that you were going to be like, and my name is Becky Sarandon or something.
All right, so to recap, when I use my name, when my presence is known for the first time, roll against intimidation to create a fear social advantage.
Okay. So you're gonna roll intimidation, and she's gonna roll against it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fuck. That would be, let's see, negative. My intimidate is, it's a -1.
-1?
Yeah.
I thought you had it because she rolled a plus and a minus and then 2 nothings. So a 0, but it still beats a -1.
Oh, I'm gonna spend a
You do
fate
see-
point and re-roll.
All right. Which fate point, which aspect are you invoking for this?
I am going to evoke fear makes everyone the same size. I don't feel like it landed, and so I'm when I say my name, I'm drawing her to look me in the eyes, because looking me in my eyes is horrifying.
Oh yeah, you are on X, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm on X, so my eyes are all blacked out, demony.
When did you last do X?
At my apartment. Or at my house.
Okay.
Just
That's fine.
yeah.
You just
I
put some
re-up.
eyebrow-
Yeah.
A little bit of casual reading.
Well, it's I mean, for my speed reading it helps.
I like the idea of you've read the book and you also know what material the cover is made out of.
I know the name of the cow. Okay, that's better. That is a 2.
All right. So at first, you kind of see her like glance at you, and then kind of looking through her memory bank, Syrkon Sirocco, and then her eyes widen, and she looks at you, and then she starts like looking around, and like kind of keys in. Are you still wearing a gold tie?
No, I took the tie off.
Oh, you took the tie off? Okay.
Mhm.
But the name does ring a bell. And then she looks at her other Light Guard members who are kind of distracted, ushering other people. And she gets down off the car. She grabs your arm. And she kind of takes you further upstream and immediately off to an alleyway between 2 buildings. And she just says, I hope this is reflected to Mr. Gold. This way.
Indeed.
Oh, my name is Saranen. Officer Saranen.
It was a pleasure, Officer Saranen.
I'm Sidner.
Yes, those were just syllables I made up on the spot.
Yeah.
That now I have to spell and write down in my notes.
Yes.
Under new randos, Officer
Is that
Saranen.
really a thing you have? New randos?
New randos. Because y'all make up new randos all the time and I can't keep them straight. That's how Truman was invented.
But he moved,
New randos
he moved
become.
up. He moved
Mhm.
up.
Yeah, he's an old rando now.
And so she kind of leads you off to a side where there's no traffic and it's now past the barricade. And as long as you kind of weave between the buildings for a block or two, you'll be in the clear and you won't run into any more people or other checkpoints.
Perfect. I'll never forget you for what you've done for me, Officer. And then I float away.
And so from here, it's just a few more blocks. It's strange how dead this city has become in this area. You don't see any signs of life. On occasion, you might look up and you see like one person kind of looking out a window who like refused to evacuate and leave their house and maybe hid from the Light Guard trying to clear all the buildings, but it was such immediate chaos that they didn't go room to room to room because it was that dire of an instance. And this area also, while there's no bodies, there is a bit of a haze that is starting to fill this area. It's kind of a purplish haze that's kind of painting the city slowly. You can tell that this isn't like a very saturated area of the raw X, but maybe towards the outside, or maybe it's now spreading a little further. Make I want like a medicine check, but just make an expertise roll one more time.
Perfect. 2.
Okay. You do find that your lungs and like the back of your throat start to burn just a little bit, like maybe like the first time you smoke a cigarette. It just burns. It doesn't feel like you're dying, but you start to hack and wheeze just a bit, and you find that your eyesight, like your perception, that's already being enhanced by the eye drops that you placed in them, it's it's almost like it's becoming a little much to even handle, and
Ooh.
you start to get a headache like behind the back of your eyes.
Okay. I'm gonna roll will to see if I can center myself to power through to now make essentially a sprint from here to Truman's. I need to get indoors.
Okay.
That is a 7.
Oh
My will's a plus
your
4.
will?
My will's my plus 4.
my god.
Yeah. And 3 pluses and a blank.
And so being an expert at this sort of thing with the X, and almost like forcing your willpower to go in the direction that you need it to, you like force your headache away, if that was possible, and you lean forward and almost like on a segue, you pick up speed, and your cape is just flapping furiously behind you, and
Oh
you
my God.
eventually
Syrkon's never gonna burn a calorie again.
you start to put on more weight.
Amazing.
But yeah, you do make it to Truman's building, that kind of loft apartment style industrial look of it, and you quickly scurry inside, where now it's empty. There's no one at, like, I think there might be a front desk next to the freight elevator, and the freight elevator's now been left open and down here on the main floor.
Okay. I head up to Truman's office. I float up the stairs.
Oh, you take the stairs, okay?
Yeah.
So you do have to
I
go
gotta
up
get
with
the
about-
cardio in.
Gotta pretend. Every once in a while, your feet just like kind of dangle, like as if you were about to step.
Yeah.
And as you near closer to his floor, you can hear this iconic cloud ska
Give me those trumpets.
with that extra bass to it. And as you kind of go through the stair doorway, like, once again, that music is pounding. But there's no one working. All of the tables are empty. You kind of see the projects and stuff that have been left mid progress, and you don't see anybody.
I go to Truman's office.
The door was left wide open,
Mm-hmm.
and as you float inside, also empty.
Oh, Syrkon very strangely starts to panic and starts rifling through Truman's desk.
Ooh.
Yes. Like,
Roll investigate.
fuck, what is my investigate? It's a +1. A -1. Fuck.
Was there anything that you were looking for specifically?
I'm trying to find his like, what is his inventory, his catalog of materials.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you're rifling through a desk and you find no such catalog. You don't find like a binder full of notes. It's almost as if Truman keeps his catalog here, which makes him so good at what he does, but also it makes it difficult to then repeat it in his absence. Like, so he can corner the market on what he does, and so he's got kind of trade secrets.
Gotcha.
But roll a perception.
That is a 1. Unless I get extra for my eyes.
You do, yeah. What is your expertise modifier?
+3.
Yeah, so we're just gonna add that.
Perfect.
So it's a 4. And as you first entered into this space, not Truman's office, but the workspace outside his office. Excuse me. As you were looking around, you did see there is a huge wall of fabrics.
I burst. I tear out of that office, like not even trying to be subtle, throwing things aside, and I start ripping through the cloth. I'm starting to appear manic.
And again, what are you looking for?
I'm trying to find the material that the cape is made out of.
Okay.
Yes. And so I'm like, I'm not being respectful of Truman's space. It's almost like my junkie behavior around X. My junkie behavior is translating to this also.
So I would say a normal person, not on X, would have great difficulty matching this material, especially because you can't match color because it automatically kind of takes the color of the outfit that you're wearing, so it always matches. But as you're hopped up on this X with this crazy high perception, especially breathing in that raw X fumes on the street, if you were to like remove the cape and study it, you're almost like looking at the fibers. For a minute, you almost think that you can see it on a microscopic level. And as you're like comparing it to this fabric on the wall, something catches your eye, and you look down at the fabric once more, and then back at the one on the wall, and you see this one that's a little higher up. It's outside the reach, even while floating. You need to get something to reach it, but it's almost like catching the light in a weird way. And you see that on this big roll, the edges that are next to other rolls are starting to take in the color of the fabric that's next to it.
Cool.
And it seems like it's got kind of almost like it's a breeze is causing it to float, while the others are not.
It's floating on invisible wind.
Yes.
Or inexistent wind, not
Yeah.
invisible wind.
Last time I checked, I couldn't see the wind, but
Well, that's just you, man.
yeah, maybe that's me.
The rest of us can see wind.
I don't have a perception of +4, so maybe that's my problem.
What if this is how you found out everyone else could see wind, Austin?
I mean, I probably wouldn't freak out while we were recording.
While we're recording,
I might do a little freak out. Do a little freak out afterwards. I'd be like, "Oh, is that the case? Might go outside later."
So yeah, the roll of fabric is outside your reach, but there's like ladders.
Oh
It's
yeah,
almost like at a library. There's a rolling ladder that goes across this entire wall.
I will grab that and wheel it over and anything to get to it.
Okay. Yeah, you have no problem.
I just realized that you're gonna have to stitch this. Fucking sitting there. How the fuck do you do it? With a bobbin? Oh my god, how do you thread a bobbin again? God damn, is there a
Who do you
manual?
think sewed your stump shut?
With a sewing machine? I guess you could probably just stitch it.
Yeah, I can hand stitch.
All right, so just to be clear, what are you attempting to do with this fabric?
I'm
Come
taking
on.
it. I'm taking it.
The entire roll?
I don't know how to use it yet. Truman's not here, so I'm just gonna take it. I will figure out how to use it later. But my plan is I'm gonna make my suit out of it.
Okay. So you're trying to take it out of this place, or you're trying to do some sewing here at this place?
I might as well do it here while I'm here.
I love it. Give me 2 hours. I'm gonna read a book and sew a suit.
Because like when I think of these rolls of fabric, it's like if you go to an industrial what am I thinking?
Yeah, they're giant bolts.
Huge.
Yeah.
Giant bolts of fabric. Yeah.
A few feet around, just
Yeah.
rolled. So they're huge and heavy.
Probably
if
take
you
a
were
couple
trying to take
yards.
Yeah. I jump
if you
off
do it here, then
the
that's
ladder
possible.
that I'm on. I grab the one end. I jump off the ladder and slowly levitate, pulling the roll down, and then climb
And-
the ladder, cut it, and then
Yeah.
take it over. That's how I bash it.
Damn, that's a lot. From
And
what
if
I'm
you're
picturing
wearing-
this
I
ladder.
don't know how much I need.
Right.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If you're wearing this cape, yeah, you do float, but while holding onto this, you almost just like anti-gravity, just kind of float further into the space.
Yeah. I have to
and
focus
then-
on lowering
drink.
myself for the first time, really.
I love the idea of you're doing that and you're like, oh yeah, this'll work.
So then you're gonna spend some time.
I take my
trying
pants
to
off.
sew a suit.
There's got to be patterns. This is literally a place that makes clothes. There's got to be patterns for suits that you can just simply cut and then hem.
He's got a good point.
You don't need to take your fucking pants off. I'm sure there's patterns.
Well, I assume this fabric goes onto so I've got to like wear clothes. It's not like otherwise I'd just be naked,
Okay.
which is fine with me.
I mean, most clothes are made out of fabric, but you do you.
But but this fabric's transparent.
That's true.
All
It's
right.
not transparent. It kind of takes on the color of other things, but
You,
At
a
its
little flesh
base,
suit.
at its base, it's got kind of almost like a royal purple iridescent blue
Cool.
color to it on its own.
Mhm.
But for time's sake, let's say that for the next while you are working on crafting this suit.
Yep.
And
Give me 2 hours.
That's my
We'll-
next
we'll
plan
come-
until we meet up. You actually like the scene cuts back to when I hung up the phone call and I said, "Give me 2 hours." And then
Oh, that's where you are?
I hang up the phone and my pants are off. It just cuts away, and I'm standing in a warehouse with no pants.
got
He's
it.
got the fabric on the table, and he's got his pants off. He's got a sewing needle in his mouth, and the thread is going off a frame.
Yep.
Give me 2 hours.
Give me 2 hours.
So we'll come back to you towards the end, and I'm gonna have you roll a crafting roll then.
There's so many people that are better at this than you.
And we'll
Truban's
see how
not
well you did.
here. He is not here.
And I need this suit made pronto. I love it, dude. I know, I love it.
My
can't wait to see it.
fine skills, like, I feel like needlework and stuff's right in my wheelhouse.
Yeah, I can't wait to
I
see.
can't
how
wait
this
to
unfolds.
find out. Same.
I'm
'cause I don't
suddenly
have
more
craft.
excited.
I don't have craft in my thing, so it's gonna be a raw roll.
That's
Yep.
a raw roll.
We'll see how it goes. But don't roll yet. I want to
Nope.
see what you roll live at the end.
Hands off.
So we're gonna put a pin in Syrkon's story for a minute and kind of rewind the clock a little bit and take us back to the last point that we found Wayland. So the last point that we found you just clobbered the shit out of Sigurd's Reach members. Were kind of pacing in the penthouse, awaiting Uriah to return from after you threw him down fire escape. And the door swung open. He's got the 2 vials, the EpiPens, jabbed into his legs of X.
I don't remember. I don't know if you do, but we had initiative. We had rolled it. I don't know.
Oh, let's just re-roll that.
Okay.
Nobody remembers that.
Yeah.
So for this, you're gonna roll perception in Fate Core. No, I lied. Athletics. Athletics. You roll athletic for initiative
Okay.
in Fate Core.
You sure he can't fight his initiative?
It's okay. I rolled really good, but that's kind of why I'm sad because I'm rolling good on. I don't care if I go first or second. I just want to punch him hard. I got
All
a
right, what'd you
4. I got a 4.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you go first.
Okay, and I just like I said, as I was I guess Theo called or sent a text message. I can't remember, but like I saw it, and I kind of just like brushed it off to the side because I had more pressing matters, and I was just kind of waiting to come in, kind of like trying to calm down. I was like really getting getting emotional, and I was kind of losing sight of the reason we're here, right?
Mhm.
So he shows up, and I kind of have to change my mentality going into this, because I can't reason with him now. Now that he's done X, this is a lot more like breaking a horse than it is trying to reason with a person. So I guess I just kind of just like let out this sigh of disappointment, because this is not how I foresaw this going. And before I strike him or anything like that, I just want to kind of calmly say, this wasn't supposed to go like this. You were innocent. You were clean. We built this building. We put the people in here, and we trained them so that they could have a better life. You lived in that dream, and you chose to squander it. And these men are left untrained, like wild animals. It's like they never left the street. And that's on you. I was willing to go to hell and hang out with your father, but you were supposed to lead the next level, the next generation. It was supposed to be better. We were supposed to be making things better. And instead of being a leader, instead of instilling the guidance that we have been for these young kids, you chose to let someone else tell you what to do. And so I'm going to need you to go to sleep.
Can he say something before you punch him?
Absolutely, yeah. I'm not. I'm not. I'm not just like.
So, while you were monologuing, you can see him like kind of crack his neck, and he enters into space, and he's just like walking, kind of pacing back and forth, as you can almost watch him feel the X hit and course through his veins, and this kind of wry smile spreads across his face. As you slowly see like the veins starting off his arms and then creeping up his chest and his neck, and through the kind of shaved portion of his head, they kind of start to protrude and turn a purple color. And he says, "You're wrong, Gotti," which is what he used to call his godfather. He's like, "You tried to put our generation in a fucking cage. I unleashed it. You were training us like dogs, and I've let the wild pack go. Your generation is in the past. I am its destiny."
And I guess I'll say this like as like I'll just like start to run now, right? Like towards him kind of thing. And it'll be like, you have no direction, and I can see that from the other side of Aurora. And I'm going to use my once a day hook shot to add fight to my shoot.
Hell
and
yeah!
I'm going to fire my rocket fist at him as I'm running towards him into close combat.
All right.
Hell yeah!
Roll fight, or no, roll shoot, and add your fight modifier.
And I'm wondering, Mr. DM. No, never mind. I forgot. Never mind. I know how this works. It costs me a fate point. I don't have to invoke a thing. That's what I'm invoking.
Nope, that's a stunt. Yep, a little different.
Yeah. Okay. So that is my once a day thing. It's my big damage attack. That's I rolled completely neutral, but just to show you how batshit crazy it is, with all of the math said and done, that's 2 for shoot, 5 for fight, and 2 for invoking. So that is a 6 before rolling.
Wait.
5 for fight because I have the band.
Right. And then, so you add fight to your shoot modifier, and then you rolled a 2?
No, I rolled a net 0.
But he has a +2 from the armband.
But +2 from +1 from the armband.
+1 from the armband.
And then +2 because I invoked I spent the fate point. 2 plus 2 is 4 plus.
Hold on,
you
I'm
don't
looking
get
at your
the
stats.
No. Sorry, I don't add the +2. Yeah, it's 4 for fight or 5 for fight plus 2 for shoot. So that's 7 actually.
Okay. When invoking, oh wait, hook shot, add fight to one shoot. Yeah, because it's not a aspect where you can re-roll or add +2. It's a stunt.
Yeah.
So it's really just
it just costs
you roll.
Yeah.
And then you roll shoot and add fight to it. So that's 7.
So it's 7 and not 9. Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Interesting. So paint this picture of what this looks like when you're shooting this.
Yeah. So the way that I pictured it, at least the play, if it all kind of works out, is I'm like running and I like go to like pull back, like, you know what I mean? Like it's gonna be like this big haymaker, and as I get to like about here, the fist shoots out, so it's like a feint. The fist shoots out, and then I connect with it, reattaching it as it's like in his face, so that like my arm follows through, and I'm like just trying to drive him into the ground.
So as you're watching this, you go to connect, like this is going perfectly, just as you practiced several hours a day in your warehouse during that year of isolation. And this hook is going straight towards a big stupid face, and your arm goes to connect. And as soon as it's about to hit the face, I'm going to spend a fate point for Uriah, which he gets 3 fate points. And he's got a stunt that co-aligns with his X ability. Because we haven't found out what it is. And I rolled a D100, just like all the others, to find out what his ability is. So I didn't select this particularly to go against you. As you go to connect, it's almost like you watch his body rewind. And you watch as he's standing there, but then in a matter of seconds, you see him pace where he just was pacing, and almost like speaking backwards, although you can't hear it. And then it stops just left of where your fist was about to connect.
Okay. Yeah, so I'll like have connected it, and my fist goes right over his shoulder, kind of a deal. And I don't know if it'll require a check, but if I know what happened, I think that there's a universe where he felt my punch, and he's rewound it on purpose. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna look at him, and I'm just gonna look at him with the confidence that I had just punched him, and he had felt it. And I guess it's on him.
So he's like just left of it. It's almost like that Spider-Man Tobey Maguire moment where he's like looking at your fist as he just went right past his face. He's like, I've got new tricks, Gotti. And he's gonna, now that you're in close quarters, he's gonna launch for like an uppercut.
Nice. As I like go to try to block it, I'll be like, scared the piss out of you though, didn't it?
Oh shit.
That's a 6 for me. Oh, 7 for me, sorry, with the +1.
Nice.
Yeah, he rolled a 2.
Nice. Yeah, so my arm's across, he goes to uppercut, I'll just palm his hand, and I'll bring my elbow into his temple.
Okay.
Oh, cocked.
Shit.
completely neutral, so that's just a 5.
Just a 5.
He also rolled a 5 in defense, which
So
gives you
that gives me a boost?
a boost. Yeah, so you had a one-time, basically a free aspect that you can use within this combat.
Yeah.
And let's call it.
Can it be something along the lines of like, what's the word? Like, he's not got patience, or he's not completed his training, kind of thing. Like, I just can't think of the word for it.
Inexperience. Inexperience is a general, like, that experience is where you have the advantage over him.
Sorry, the word I was looking for was disciplined. Undisciplined.
Disciplined. There you
Undisciplined.
go. Yeah.
He doesn't have the patience.
All right, so you get a free aspect, and you can invoke that at any time, and just give yourself either a +2 or a reroll using undisciplined.
Yeah, the thing that I love about this and front loading the stats for fighting is I'm so bad at rolling dice that, like, you know what I mean? I've actually rolled so many neutrals, like net zeros. I just have great modifiers. So okay, yeah. So I kind of I hit him, and I guess, like, if it's undisciplined, I like the idea maybe that he, like, blocks it with his head, like, in order to like, reduce the damage, he kind of leans into it, so I don't get the full apex of the swing kind of thing.
Yeah. Dig it.
But it's your turn, I guess.
He's going to kind of make an attempt to break away.
Okay.
And once again, he's going back towards the bed area that is kind of a step up in this penthouse. It's on the left side of the room, and he's making a break for the dresser, the nightstand that's directly next to it.
Yeah.
So,
as he's trying to break away,
that's his attempt to search.
As he tries to break away, I go, "What's the matter, Mr. Destiny? Where are you going? You're looking at the past right here. Why don't you deal with it?"
I am dealing with it. And he reaches in and he grabs basically a gun out of the nightstand.
I actually, at that point, I think that because like I said, I know that he's beyond reasoning. I think that I actually just oh my god, you're pathetic. The Reach is failing because of you. This is not how we do things, you fucking child. And then I'll punch him again in the face again.
Hell yeah!
You do have to bridge the difference because he's separated away from you to make it toward the nightstand.
Yeah, I don't mind if I do.
Don't mind if I do.
That is technically a negative, so I'm gonna... I guess this is the time, if any, to invoke an ex-con turned vigilante with an appetite for revenge, my high concept.
Yep.
Okay.
And I'm going to extract my revenge with a reroll. And if you thought that I could roll a different thing other than -1 twice in a row, you would be wrong. That's okay. It's a 4.
And it's going for a punch.
Yeah, I think what I would like to do is I'd like to have a guiding arm go across his firearm hand and grab his shoulder and then punch across to the side of his head. Just trying to get the distance so he can't shoot me. My chest is close to his chest and I'm punching across to him.
And that was adding the +2 with your high concept?
Oh no. So that's a 6 then.
Okay. I was like, that feels low.
Oh no, I re-rolled.
Oh, and you got a 4.
I got a 4. Yeah, because I got -1 2 times.
But maybe on the step up towards the bedroom, you lost footing just enough that as you were doing that guiding punch, he was just able to swoop out. He rolled a 5.
Okay, copy.
And now while you're close, he's going to shove that gun right underneath your chin
Sure.
and pull the trigger.
Woo!
Okay, I guess I will invoke Undisciplined, because I got 3 negatives on that roll.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess that's completely neutral. 0s across the board. That's a 5. Nothing I can do about
God,
it.
you roll so bad, Austin.
Yeah, I do.
Oh,
I know. If you only
gotta
roll well, this
convert.
might go in your direction. Because to be
You hit
forthcoming,
an old gypsy woman with dice.
I don't remember. Maybe it was a past life.
because he also rolled a 5 in defense.
Oh,
Nice. I guess Undisciplined will just carry over.
Not really. I mean, if you're using it.
I mean, I get another boost, don't I?
Oh. Yeah. Is that an attack?
no, you're.
Wait,
you were.
I was
Oh, I was
attacking,
defending.
so
I was
you were
defending. So
defending.
he gets a
So
boost.
he gets a
a boost.
I get. Yeah.
I guess his boost is got gun.
Got good. I'm gonna call his boost actually desperation.
Cool.
It's almost that like feral energy that makes you more dangerous, even though it's undisciplined.
Yeah, is this your destiny? Is this your destiny? You're acting like a fucking wild animal. You're not acting like the leader that we tried to train you to be.
Look around, asshat. Wild is all of our destiny.
I look around really quickly. We're in a bedroom.
All right, it's your move.
Okay, cool.
Roll the kiss. What?
roll to kiss my. Oh my fucking god! That's 4 negatives.
Oh,
Shit.
I guess I will just invoke another aspect. I simply must. I simply gotta. I'm gonna invoke. I mean, there's no rules against invoking the same thing again, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just keep it going. Please, Mama, please. There she goes. Completely neutral. So that's a 5 then.
Oh. I got
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he
Me,
shakes
the
free.
GM wants you to hit me, but he rolls. He got
Yeah.
a 6.
Ooh,
You got a
in
6.
defense.
Okay, nice. Yeah, so I don't get any ground on him. We're basically, I think right now we're just kind of, I'm trying to just wrestle the gun out of his hands so that he can fight
Okay.
me like a man.
Okay. And you'll notice that the Uriah that you once trained, you would have been able to overtake him easily, and just like you had a moment ago before he reappeared. It's almost as if the axe that he jammed into his legs gave him heightened abilities in a way, just wild enough that it's hard to connect with your fist. He's going to attempt to push you. Remember, there's a waterfall that's in the back of this. So he's going to attempt to push you towards that area and almost like shove your head into the
Sure.
stream.
Yeah.
So we'll call this an overcome. He's trying to overcome you.
Okay. Okay. Beat a fucking. What is that? That's 8.
hell yeah.
That's what happens when
Okay.
I roll positively.
So he's like pushing. He kind of digs deep and goes towards your middle to try to shove you. He rolled a 4. So
Okay.
you
I
tell
wanna-
me, how do you turn the tide on this?
He digs deep.
Yeah,
I
okay,
grab him. I grab him by the head and shoulders, and I'm gonna go to suplex him
Fuck yeah.
onto the like the raised ground.
Hell yeah.
I'll give that to you. That's basically you defended with style. So I'm gonna give you this free attack essentially.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh Shit yeah, mother effers. That's a fucking huge number, by the way. Just kidding. It's a 7.
7's huge.
One
7?
less. Yeah, I mean it's not huge for me. I don't know if you've seen the numbers that I can pull when I
5.
roll good.
All right.
Yeah, he digs deep. I just grab him on the other side of his arms, so basically around his chest, so his head and neck, and I just slam him onto the ground in front of his bed.
Welcome to Suplex City.
Welcome to Suplex City. You just got your keys.
And you slammed him on that kind of step up to the bedroom, and
Yeah,
it
the
connected right-
speakeasy.
Yeah,
Mm.
it connected right with his mouth,
Oh.
and you hear him audibly grunt, and as he rolls over, you see him spit out tooth, and his mouth is just bloody. He does take a point of physical stress. He had a 6 in defense against your 7. Otherwise, it would have
Point
been
of
a lot more.
charisma damage.
But so he kind of rolls, or that was your free attack. So now that he's on the ground, now it's your turn.
Okay,
Come
cool.
Up.
So I guess what I'll do is, what I'll do is, because he's on the ground, I'm gonna drop my knee into his abdomen.
Okay.
Try to wind him. Okay, that is a 7 again.
Shit. Now that he's distracted by the pain in his mouth and the blood all over, just as he rolls over and spits, you come down immediately onto his belly. You had a 7.
7, yeah. He's got
Again.
his rewind ability, right? And also he's got his wild animal boon.
Oh, he does. Actually, yeah, he's gonna use the desperation because otherwise that's gonna hurt a fuck ton. Because he just rolled a 3 against a 7, but I'm gonna add a +2 to make it a 5, so that's a 2.
Yeah.
No, that's another point of physical stress. In his 2 slot.
Yeah.
And you kind of feel something crack in the middle of his chest as you connect. He spits out blood and another tooth goes flying out that he hadn't quite gotten to yet.
Yeah. I'm gonna grab him, and then I'm just gonna grab him. I'm gonna grab him by his shirt and be like, "Where are they? Hey, where are they? The people that you're supposed to be leading, the people that you've set free. How's your foresight working now?"
And you can feel that he wants to say something back, but you're besting him not only physically but mentally because he's untrained and undisciplined, and he's just so mad and hopped up on X that he just lets out a wild and he turn what you have him by the shirt collar.
Yeah, I have my knee on his fucking I can't remember the word, solar plexus, and I'm just leaning over him and grabbing on his collar.
So he's gonna reach around with his gun towards you and take a shot towards your head.
Sure. Okay, that is back to not great. I kind of don't. I'll take some stress probably, but I think I'm gonna just have to roll with it at this point. That is a 3.
Okay. He's gonna take a shot. He also rolled a 3.
Okay. Nice.
But while the
Oh,
first
that
one
difference for him.
missed, almost similar to what you saw after your hook shot attempt, you feel his body rewind a little bit just before the trigger and takes another shot.
Okay.
So roll again.
Oh, okay.
That's a cool power.
Yeah, he's gonna wish he hadn't done that. That's 4 positives, which for those at home, that's a 9.
Oh my god. So that's 9 in defense.
Not
Okay,
enough
so
hands.
that's a super with style.
Super
What
duper with style.
what he roll a 2? Yep.
Can I just disarm him with that?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
I'll just like he goes to shoot, and I'll just like backhand the gun out of his hand, and it'll scatter across the floor.
Like
Okay.
knocking a toy out of a toddler's hand.
All right, it's your move.
And
He's now
okay,
disarmed.
so I know that I haven't like 100% won the fight, but I'm going to blow this turn to try to, I don't know, I guess my intimidate's probably nothing. Yeah, nothing to sneeze at. It's 1, but I'm just gonna like scream, yield. Okay, that's a 3. That's pretty good
Against
for me.
intimidation?
Yeah.
Bleeding and bloody, and his ribs cracked, and the gun spread across the floor. He like locks eyes with you as you rage yield in his face, and for a moment, his face drops, and it kind of, you see through this facade, and you see through these new tattoos, and you see that little boy that you and his father helped raise, and almost that moment that his father Kith asked you to be his godfather, and like his eyes begin to water, and you're not sure if it's from pain or from emotional trauma or from just being broken.
I'll double
But-
down. I'll double down on it, and I'll be like, I'm taking the reach. You don't have to do this anymore.
And he just kind of crawls backwards, and he leans against the base of the waterfall that he was aiming to take you at. And he just lets out a sigh. I can't do it. I can't do it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I didn't know that you weren't ready. I was so separated from that leadership role. I didn't feel like I deserved it, but it was selfish of me to force it onto you. And what you did with it was fucking stupid. Do not forget that. But it's my fault that you were in that position in the first place.
And he starts to like pull himself up, and he like grabs a rib, and you just see him kind of despondent going towards the entrance of the balcony that's wrapping this entire penthouse.
I guess fuck. I might as well. I'm just gonna dust off my nice pants, my good pants. I'm gonna dust them off.
Oh yeah, because you're dressed to the nines right now.
Yeah. I'm gonna dust him off, and then I'll offer him a hand to get up. Literally an olive branch.
He actually smacks it away, and he gets up on his own, but grunts while he does. And he's making his way outside of this room and onto the balcony. Do you follow?
Yep. I'll I hope he's standing now. I don't
Yeah,
want to follow him. I don't want to follow him while he's crawling.
No, he's walking, but kind of stumbling, holding his side, and
We get out
wiping
to
his
the balcony,
mouth.
and there's 2 unconscious lackeys.
And he kind of leans over the balcony. You know what, Wayland? When my dad died, you disappeared. And I not only had to clean up your mess, but I didn't have anybody. They were all looking to me. And fuck you, I'm proud of what I made. On my own.
I'm gonna like kind of let those words wash over me as I can, and I'm gonna put a hand firmly on his shoulder, and just say, "Let's not forget why I disappeared."
Yeah. He comes back. He like locks eyes with you. Let's put a pin in that. And leans over the balcony.
Oh,
And
like
throws
to.
himself off.
Can I catch him?
Whoa!
Can I catch him? I don't know if there's a.
You can try.
Okay. Wow. What kind? Okay. What role is this?
How are you trying to catch him? With your hand or your grappling hook?
Take my good hand. I mean, I'm gonna have to grab him with the thing that grasps my. I don't have the grappling hook on there. I only have the one I shoot.
Oh, the punch, the rocket
Yeah,
punch. Yeah.
The,
All right. So make an athletics check.
Okay. I got a +3 here, which means. Okay, that is a 4.
I don't even know. Like, I'm just gonna roll against it.
Are you freaking Are you end gaming me or whatever? Not end game, the one before it, Infinity Warsing me. We're fucking Black Widow and Hawkeye are fighting
yeah.
over who kills themselves.
Yeah. Right. So with a 4, he kind of throws himself, and he's not like reaching. So you just grab like the back of his jacket.
I'm hanging him. Okay, but I'm able to catch. I guess I'll just try to pull him up.
Is there like a strength check?
That's athletics, I think, right?
Okay.
Jumping, running, swimming, climbing, etc.
Yeah. Do it again.
Or I guess I could do physique. What's physique again?
Oh yeah, that's
Raw
like
strength, endurance.
Yep.
raw strength.
There you
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, mamma mia! That's a +3 to a 3. That's a 6.
Hell yeah!
Fuck.
Got him.
I'm gonna pull him up over the balcony, slam him onto his back, and I say, "That's not how you atone. That is not how you atone."
You ruined his plan. He just like lays down. Fuck. And he's just gonna lay there.
I think I've got a lot of thinking to do. I can't really tie him to anything because I don't know how his powers work. Wait, could he just rewind and kill himself now that I'm away from the balcony?
He could.
Okay, good.
That wasn't
Well,
his plan though.
oh, he was gonna try to run away or something.
Yeah, he's
yeah.
got one more point to use for that ability. And he wasn't gonna use it to throw himself off the ledge again.
Yeah. Okay. So I guess yeah, I guess I just saw that as a suicide attempt. I don't know what his plan was. So yeah, this is not how you atone. Do you feel remorse, like, for the state that you've left what we built for you in? You claim you did it alone, but you sacrificed me. You took on that burden. I wanted to guide you, but I was forced to clean up the mess that you had made in my absence. And sure, I left, but like, he was a brother to me. You didn't have to move the second you were unsupervised.
You know what? Let's see if my wolf pack will even listen to you.
I actually snort. I actually snort a little bit. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. If only there was someone who wrangled street toughs off the street, gave them a purpose, gave them training, gave them a banner to wave. If only there was someone in this room that was capable of that. We'll see if they listen.
We're outside, dumbass.
I look around. I look around. Fuck.
And you throw him off the ledge.
And then I fucking yeah, I guess I guess he doesn't want an olive branch. I guess what I'll say is like I don't trust you. And for good reason. But that doesn't mean that you're not a part of this. You don't have to be exiled or on your own. We're all still your brothers, and we all want what's best for you. But you're killing all of these boys downstairs. You're sending them off to die for somebody else's benefit, and that's not why we established this.
Make a rapport roll. Or charisma.
Oh, great, goody, and awesome. Fuck, nice. What the hell? Whoa. What's my rapport? Charisma? 0, but that'll be a 3, ladies and gentlemen.
Hey!
Oh.
So that's good.
Little old this guy?
Look at this charisma.
Oh my god, I'm absolutely overflowing with leadership skills.
And you see him like take a big deep breath, and he closes his eyes, and you notice one single tear just kind of roll down the side of his face as he's laying here on the balcony. I need a med pack.
Yeah, you do. You look like shit. And I don't know if you're keeping score, but we really need to double down on your training if you want to be a leader to these boys. Because I'm a little more than dirty. And you're supposed to be the head honcho. And I'm not going to stand for that in the future of the Reach. And I'll like say this as I'm like going to where the med packs in this building or in this floor used to be.
Yeah.
If it's just like hookers and blow in there now, then that's on him.
Yeah, you head back towards like the kitchen area, and you know that underneath the sink there's a cabinet that you used to keep med packs in there.
It's just all tequila now, god damn it.
All empty bottles of tequila. No,
Why even
make
keep a bottle?
just to kind of for time's sake.
Yeah.
What is your intention with Uriah in this moment?
I think the idea is I just kind of want to make sure that he's not a flight risk. And that I can kind of make my moves in the Reach unimpeded by him. I'm not asking for like allegiance right now. I just want to basically ensure that he's not gonna like do something self-destructive and then like further destroy like the fragile fabric that the Reach currently is.
I would say that you feel like right now he, at least from what you're understanding, is he knows he's been beaten. He's like tired and in pain. And you got just enough of a shred of hope that potentially down the line you might be able to once again be on the same side, but it's going to be kind of tenuous for a little bit.
Yeah, that's no problem.
But
Wayland's
right
objective.
now he's defeated.
Yeah, Wayland's objective in here was to take the reach back, and I think that he succeeded.
You feel I would say you feel successful for the first battle of maybe many more battles, in regaining control of the entire organization.
Who knows? Maybe I'll just have a fight pit up, and anybody who feels like the old guard wasn't good enough can 1v1 me until enough people are satisfied.
That would be interesting.
Not until Syrkon can be there to watch.
But for now, let's leave you to this maybe restructuring of a bridge between you and Uriah and Sigurd's Reach, and go across the city to the bowels of the Citadel, where Kit was just taken from the High Hall of Justice. You were taken back through the back hallways, lower down to the lower levels, the tunnels that span the city, as you found out in different company, where you can be taken back to the Citadel, away from traffic, away from the barricades that now would be blocking you from entering the Citadel. And you are guided back to a single cell. Yes, Wayland?
Just for clarification, would Reginald and Theo and all of the people there be like quarantined to the district away from the would we wouldn't be able to go home, would we?
No, not really.
Okay, because I just wanted to plant the seed that Reginald might be able to be around if he was invited to be.
Because you guys just heard that on the radio, the breaking news, and so you haven't really had time to understand the depth and the scope of the situation. But as soon as you tried to re-enter towards your place, as Theo just called everyone back to his house, you would soon find out that it would be difficult to get back home.
Okay, cool. Just making sure.
But Kit, as you're being led and you enter the Citadel, the officer that's kind of got you by the hand kind of turns a corner, and you see a somewhat of a familiar face. It's a light guard officer. It's Officer Marshall.
Hell yeah.
And he comes forward and he's like, "Hey, I've been ordered. I'll take her from here." And the officer kind of gives him a wry look, and what? I have orders to take her to cell. Yeah, I know. I'm gonna take her from here. And he can almost look like Marshall is asking, and because he's such a good guy, people tend to trust him. And so the officer lets out a deep sigh. Just get her back to her cell. Yeah, I will. And so he leaves you with Marshall. And Marshall doesn't grab you by the arm, but he's like, "This way, Miss Pfeiffer." Can I ask a strange question?
It's probably not going to sound that strange, but go ahead.
In all my years, I've never heard of anyone being exiled to the surface. How are you feeling?
That's a loaded question. I don't think it's really set in yet. down there?
I don't think anybody does. That's why I'm asking. Like, I don't know that means certain death. I don't know what's down there. But I kind of pulled some strings. And I had contacts made with I guess your close relatives in your file. I only thought it was right that you get a chance to say goodbye.
Thank you.
So, we're gonna bypass yourself for a minute, and I'll take you to the visitation. There will be glass between you, but at least you can see them. Is that all right?
Yeah. I didn't even think I was gonna get a chance to say goodbye. Thank you.
I mean, you might be a criminal, but you're still human. Right? You're human, right?
Fucking Marshall classic.
Yeah.
Anyway, right this way.
I'm human.
And so he kind of turns a different corner away from the cells and back to another area of the Citadel. Takes you up a couple flights of stairs to kind of the main level. I don't know if you know what's going on outside, but it might be a little while before they are able to get here. There's some crazy shit going down on the street. Somebody spilled like raw X. I don't know, but they evacuated this entire area. So the calls were made, and I think they were able to make contact. So I guess you can just wait in here. And he takes you into a room, and you see a very small, simple room where there's a chair at a small metal table and a large window of glass that separates you from almost a matching room on the other side. And this is like a single room. It's not like a panel of rooms where people could sit all together. It's just a single kind of closed private area. I thought you might want the private one.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate your kindness.
Yeah. I think we all deserve it. Life's fucked up.
Trust me, I know.
Just wait right here. And he's like, sorry, I have to do this. And he takes your handcuffs hands, and there's a small kind of metal loop that's attached to the table, and he has to like connect it so that you can't get up from the table. All right, I'll leave you to it.
Thank you.
And so you sit there for a number of minutes alone. Can you say what's going on in Kit's mind right now?
Oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck, oh fuck. On like a loop. And I think instead of like focusing on herself and what's gonna happen to her, she's concerned of the retaliation of the Golds for opening her mouth on what it might mean to her dad and Nan and Theo and Syrkon, and just thinking about all the other people who are involved with her and the retaliation that they might suffer, because she's going to the surface, like, can't get much worse than that, but everyone else might suffer the wrath of her wrongdoings. So
as you're kind of sitting in your own thoughts for what feels like an eternity, alone in this room, eventually, on the other side of the glass, a door opens up and a light guard officer kind of stands in the doorway and gestures to something out of view on the other side of the wall. And you're greeted by Nan. And she kind of steps in hurriedly, and the officer shuts the door behind her, leaving her alone in the room. Kid, I just was told. Me and your father, we were down with your friends, with your new friends, and but we got word, and that the kind woman, I think Naraya, she's not happy with you, by the way. She helped get us here. What happened?
All that matters is the discussion of the golds. Getting what's deserved is now being talked about.
But they told me you're being exiled to the surface. I've never heard of such a thing. How can that be? How can they do this?
The golds. They have their hand in every bucket. They have their hand on every shoulder. They have their money in everyone's purse. They want what they want, they will get it. And they want me to shut up.
I won't let this happen. How do we stop this? We have to stop this. You can't go.
There's nothing you can do, Nan.
I just got you back.
I know. I think you know what you need to do.
Truthfully, I don't know what to do.
I think you need to continue working. And she looks around because she's unsure if there's cameras or listening, and
You can make a perception check if you'd like.
okay, I will do that. That's a 3.
Yeah, it's not hard to, as you're looking up at the room, up in the upper corner on each side, there is a small, kind of black dome that's in the corner.
Okay.
And you see a little red light just behind the kind of more opaque glass, tinted glass.
Okay. So she's just gonna watch her words and what she says. You need to keep fighting the good fight. You need to be the knight on the white horse, Nan. You and Dad. If not for me, for Aurora.
Aurora's never been kind to this old woman. not sure it's worth saving. If you're not in it.
No. But there are others here that make it good. And they deserve that.
And almost.
Because
Oh, so go ahead.
I was gonna say, because not all that glitters is gold.
And almost cut too short, you see just behind Nan a door open up and a light guard gesturing. It's time to go. No, no, it's too soon. No, this isn't. And she looks at you desperately. This isn't goodbye. This is not goodbye. I'll get you. I'll find you. And she puts her hand on the glass.
Can I move my hand far enough to do that? Or am I
Just.
stuck at the table?
Just barely your fingertips.
Oh.
This is not goodbye. Kitten. And the light guard officer then comes in, kind of grabs her arm gently. And you see her just kind of breaking down in his arms and tears streaming. And through the glass, it's a little muffled, but you hear some wailing. And she's let out of the room. The door is still open. After a few moments, another face pops over. It's Tobias. And he kind of looks around because he doesn't think whether he's like allowed, that there's no light guard, and he steps in and he shuts the door behind him and just like staring at you slowly comes and like plops down in the chair. Hey, bud.
Hi, Dad.
I can't help but feel this is all my fault.
I made the choice. It's... You put faith in me and I failed. Now, I'm here.
Hey, fifers never fail.
Remember that one time where Mrs. Jericho's, like, that one time where I accidentally put the wrong type of fluid in the thing and then her car broke down on the... Yeah, I failed.
Do you remember what happened next?
I just remember her coming into the shop very angry.
Yeah, of course. I talked her down, and you and I pushed that thing several blocks back into our warehouse, into our garage, and we made it right. Fifers never fail. We fix. And I'm gonna fix this.
I fear if you do, that you're gonna get involved in some things that I fear for you. I don't... If you meddle, things are gonna happen. And it's only gonna get worse. Them
He starts
taking
to-
Nan Them taking Nan was child's play. Just think what would have happened if they had found you.
You wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
And you kind of see a spark of light in his eyes. You wouldn't be here. Vipers fix things. And he gets up. Vipers fix things, kid. Your dad's gonna fix this.
okay. Dad. Ask them for my things. Okay? Ask them to take my things. When you leave here, ask them to take my things. You need to call. You need to find in my phone, okay? He's in there. His name is Syrkon Sirocco. You need to give him a call. Don't be turned off by how he answers the phone. I'm gonna tell you it's not palatable. But tell him who you are. Tell him who you are.
We've met.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So you know. Okay.
Yeah.
And Dad, call Theo. And Wayland. And Dad, I don't know if... Can you find out if Alsvid's alive?
Who's Alsvid?
Call Syrkon.
Yeah, I will.
And Dad, tell Nan it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay.
I'm going to make it okay. Goodbye, kid.
Dad, I'm sorry.
No. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You have nothing to be sorry about. And without saying anything else, he just gets up and he turns. He opens the door and gives you one more look.
And she holds it. And she puts it to her heart.
And he leaves and closes the door behind him. And while you're expecting to be then gestured out of here by Marshall, you're left alone for several more minutes.
Oh, God.
And as you're looking around, you look up, you see the cameras that you found before, that little red light. Wait. No. The red light's not on anymore.
Oh, God. There's two people in my mind that are going through right now of who they could be, and I'm scared shitless of either.
Yup.
Door opens up on the opposite side of the glass. No light guard. No family member. First thing you see is this large stomach
Fuck!
protrude through the doorway. Before this
I knew it.
massive man
Holy shit.
just steps into the doorway. And for the first time, you come face to face with Kieran Gold.
Holy shit.
He kind of lumbers into the room, closes the door behind him, kind of looks up at the cameras, looks down at you. You're a wriggly one, Miss Pfeiffer. And he pulls out the chair. He unbuttons his coat, fixes his gold tie, and plops down on it, hands on his knees. Who knew? A little frizzy-haired girl would cause such a pain in my ass. Kudos to you. Congratulations. I'm gonna be honest. You made me sweat for a minute. You and your crew, we'll call it. You took my son. That might have not been you directly, but that's also on your head.
I'd say it's an eye for an eye.
Huh.
Oh, shit.
So, I should go collect that eye from your lovely little grandmother. Or how about your elusive father?
I think Kit's gonna sit there, and at first, when she saw him walk in the door, she like shit her pants. But now, she's like, he's already fucked me over. Like, I'm going to the surface. And she's like, looking smug. Like, she's just keeps that smug look on her face. You already tried. You want to try again?
You're looking awful comfy for someone going down to the planet. Do you have any idea what is down there?
Not you.
They didn't tell me you were funny. No. I'm gonna be here with the rest of your family and your friends, while you are miles away, gasping for air, fighting off the monstrosities that Zodicium has created. You've seen what small doses do up here in controlled ways. Just imagine what they're gonna do to you down there.
I'd rather spend the rest of my living life around monsters like them than monsters like you. And you think that you're here with my friends and family, but you've tried to pick off many of mine. And we have already picked off one of yours. And slowly and surely, we'll pick you off one by one. And guess what? I'm gonna do it from the surface, baby. You know how you have your power and your lackeys that you have to do work daily and tell them what to do? I can do it from thousands of miles away. You walk in here, you think you're intimidating, but just remember, a frizzy-haired little girl eluded you for a long time. And without money and without power, I didn't have to pay people to help me. I didn't have to pay off a judge who's because someone talked bad about her. Oh no. I'm sorry your feelings were hurt. I'm sorry I called you out on your bad misdoings. Someone had to. And if you think you're gonna shut me up by sending me to the surface, I'm just the beginning, baby. Guard! I'd like to leave now.
You leave when I say you leave.
Okay.
You're cute. Very
I know
cute.
I am. Smart and funny. I guess it's those Pfeiffer genes. So if you think I'm bad, where do you think I got it from?
I wonder what those Pfeiffer genes would look like under a microscope. You've just given me a great idea. Thank you.
I'm glad I could be the spur of your I'm glad I got your mind to work. I mean, you remind me of myself a little, and I know I'm eons younger than you, but you remind me of when I was younger. Stupid. Sir, you better remove yourself before you get knocked down a couple pegs, because I can keep going. I have all the time in the world. If it delays me going to the surface, we could sit here for a while. Can I ask you a question, Mr. Gold?
He leans back, kind of loosens his tie a little bit. Shoot.
Have you taken X before? Or are you
Little girl. You have no idea what I'm capable of. On and off X.
Oh, I've seen it. It's okay. I mean, you bark and your dogs follow. So, I mean, I don't know if that's you really doing stuff. I mean, you hired Haven. First of all, the name, A Safe Place, it really wasn't that safe. It's kind of an oxymoron if you...
I love you talking. Because the more you talk, the more I'm thinking of what I'm gonna do to your grandmother.
That's
And
really
Tobias.
weird. That's really weird. You're kind of a psychopath. Should I keep you laughing? Maybe you'll choke on your own tongue and die.
Good luck down there, Miss Pfeiffer.
Thanks. You have good luck up here with my friends. Because you're gonna need it. Because gold tends to tarnish.
And his smile kind of drops. And he lifts himself out of his chair. I'm glad you got that out of your system. He turns, opens the door. He looks up at the camera. And as he points, the light, turns back on.
Fucking hell.
I'd say see you later, but you ain't seeing nobody later. I'll make sure of it.
Ta-ta, friend.
He shuts
It
the door
was-
behind him.
Can he please not be the last person I talk to? Can someone come in here and talk to me? This... And she's gonna just be, at this point, really agitated, and she, because she's glued to the table, she can't, shake off the gross. And, at this point, I think it's really setting in now that the fact that he showed up. And as much as she, was sassy and stuff at the table, she wants to vomit now that he's gone. Because that confidence is gone.
And then behind you, a door opens up. It's Marshall.
Who let him in? Who? Marshall? Who let him in? Was it you? Marshall? Look at me in the face. You owe me that.
No. I'm on this side. They're on that side. I didn't know. But it's Kieran fucking Gold. He owns the city.
Not for much longer.
Yeah. Oh, I'm supposed to take you back to your cell now. You ready?
No?
It's fair. And he comes and unclips your handcuffs from the bolt and leads you down another series of hallways, eventually to a cell. And he looks around to see if anybody else is listening. I'm not supposed to tell you this, but you're gonna be prepped for exile in the morning. They're moving really fast.
Yeah, I know. I knew it
Before
wasn't.
there can be an uproar. You pissed off the wrong people.
Because money talks.
Doesn't matter how far from history we get. Seems like that truth remains. For what it's worth, it's been a pleasure knowing you, I guess.
It's not the last you've heard of me. I can bet you that.
I hope not. I mean it.
As a spark starts a fire. You know, could you do me one favor? And if you can't, I understand. You okay?
Yeah, and my foot was stuck to the chair. I had my legs crossed, and it was going numb, so I went to lift it, and it got stuck until it wasn't, and then I kicked my desk, and it would probably hurt, but I can't feel my foot. Anyway, what's your favor you're asking, Marshall?
I need a lawyer. I need some advice. So can you get me my lawyer? I do feel, as a prisoner of the system, I do believe that I still get rights to talk to my lawyer, correct? And if my lawyer is unavailable, I do believe I get one of the next thing.
Like a court-appointed lawyer?
Yeah, and I choose Reginald. Do you think we could bring Reginald?
Fuck yeah!
I need some law advice. You cannot deny me. You cannot deny me seeing a lawyer.
Yeah,
I do believe
I know.
it's fair.
That's totally within your rights. I'll submit your request, and hopefully they can get here before the morning. Either one.
If I can't, I don't believe I should be able to go to the service.
I wish it was that fair.
Oh, yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
I appreciate you. And thank you for letting me see my family.
Yeah, of course. If I killed lots of people and was being exiled, I would want the same.
Oof.
Yeah. Is that the rights you guys are gonna give to Kieran Gold when it's his turn? I hope so.
And he just like looks up at a corner of the hallway, and there's another camera. Good night, Kit.
Take care.
And that's where we're going to end today's episode. Woo!
Boy, howdy. I love when Kit gets fired up and sassy because you
I
can
do
tell
too.
in the inside she's screaming. I love the way you play her so much.
We had so many cool moments in this episode, you guys. You made some progress.
I can't believe Kieran Gold showed up his own damn self.
Oh, sorry.
It was gonna be Kieran Gold or Naraya.
Yeah.
Those are my two people. I was like, I'm scared of Bo.
If Reginald gets stuck here because he can't drive home because of the X or whatever, I've got plans. I've got plans.
All right.
For the trial and all that jazz.
Well, we'll have to inform Theo of the events of today. He was unable to join us. We were sad to miss him, but I think we're going to pick up pretty much where we just left off with him, and see what happens next time. And I literally have no idea. What's gonna happen? Any number of things could, but that's my favorite thing about this campaign is I'm not driving anymore. Thank you all for joining us today. If you would be ever so kind, please, it means a lot to us if you just leave a comment, maybe like this video, share it with somebody else. If you've been enjoying 31, 32, what, 32,
30.
31
31, I think.
30
episodes of Cloudscape. And hey, while you're down there, go ahead and check out the links to these very talented individuals that I get to share a table with, because while they are being awesome here at this table, they have their own tables and own things that they are leading, and they're just, if not more awesome than what we get to see them do here. So do yourself a favor, check them out, and grab yourself some Minstrel merch. Every little bit that you purchase from Minstrel, it's an amazing company out in Poland. It's handcrafted, locally sourced. Yep. Dice boxes, dice trays. Take care of your dice so that they take care of you, because they're not just dice. They're your dice. But until next time, I am Bozer.
I'm Austin.
I'm Josh.
I'm Brett.
And you just keep geeking out.
out.
Bye-bye.